Hey guys, Sableye here, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to figure out, or try to figure out, why people stopped using Togekiss. Now, I know Zacian is everywhere with the Behemoth Blades, I know Regieleki is everywhere with its electric type attacks, but that doesn't stop anything from, like, let's say something like a Grimmsnarl from having usage, right? And I honestly think Togekiss is still very, very solid. Now, a little bit harder to use than some of the other mons in the format, which is fair, but I definitely don't think it deserves to have dropped off as much as it did, because redirection, especially beside like Groudon and Zacian, is really solid. So let's I'm gonna go through how I built the team really quickly. Of course, if you guys do want to skip the whole team building process and get straight to the battles, there will be a timestamp somewhere on the screen. But I did want to start the thing off with Togekiss, of course. Might as well start where I actually started the team, right? The whole concept was Togekiss. And my big thing was Togekiss, like I said in the opening, does not like Regieleki, does not like Zacian. Therefore, in my opinion, had to be Groudon. I'll get to the movesets and everything shortly, but my opinion had to be Groudon, guys. Absolutely had to be Togekiss Groudon. I guess you could have gone like Dialga as well, because Dialga does a very good job versus both as well. But I wanted to format off the Groudon because I don't think I think Dialga is another one of those restricted that it's another Pokemon that needs to do extra work to be good in the format, and I think having Togekiss that needs that and Dialga that needs that is a little bit rough around the edges, or a little bit tougher to close out. So Kiss Groudon is where we wanted to start, and honestly I then went over and said, okay, what if we went to Instant now, because like we still don't want to be taking big hits from Zacian. Instant gives us support, it gives us fake out, helps stop Trick Room and stuff like that, right? So stall things out, just a solid concept. And now with the concept of Groudon Togekiss Instant, I thought to myself, okay, I mean, Ogre's a little spooky, but it's not the end of the world. However, I still would like to be able to switch into Ogre, so I went Gastrodon. And Gastrodon is just one of those Pokemon that's like a glue for the Groudon teams, right? Groudon is very difficult if you get caught outside of sun. Like if you're in the rain and they have the Kyogre, you need something to be able to switch in. So Gastrodon becomes that glue, and Gastrodon just seemed to work here as well, right? Because Togekiss is still weak to Regieleki, and I'm like, okay, Gastrodon makes sense. It just covers both options. Gastrodon shuts that down, shuts down Kyogre as well. And then I needed to pick another restricted. I had originally considered something like a Veltal, which I didn't love in the end game, because like I'm trying so hard to shut down Zacian, and then I'm just gonna put in a Veltal on here and I'm gonna get blown up by Zacian anyways. I'm also gonna get blown up by Aleki. It just didn't seem right to me. So then I figured, you know, Zacian makes sense here, right? It's like if they want to intimidate, they can go ahead and do so. I mean, Zacian with the pivot ability beside Togekiss, I also can redirect Max Quakes and stuff, so it just made sense, right? So it's almost a little bit like modeled off of Rinya if you look at this closely. Like I have Togekiss over Zard and Venusaur over Grimmsnarl, and then all of a sudden you have Rinya Sun again, right? So it's nothing too crazy out there, but I do think this concept has promise, right? Because I'm redirecting things that would normally be killing Zacian, right? Any sort of high horsepower, any sort of Max Quake, right? Togekiss is going to eat all of those up, and I'm buying extra turns for my big Pokemon to do damage, right? I'm buying extra turns for Zacian to put out a Play Rough. I'm buying extra turns for Groudon to launch a Max Quake, right? And I needed to close this out, and in my opinion, since I didn't have the Grimmsnarl to help support the Charizard, I just wanted something that could do massive damage, so I went with the Venusaur. And the Venusaur, obviously, I wanted to go Life Orb. We will start talking about sets now, because you know what, why not? Life Orb, this slot to me, I wanted doing massive damage as my main maxer on the team, because I'm not maxing anything really. Gastrodon I can Panic Dynamax, but Groudon and Venusaur are the main two Dynamaxers on this team, and I wanted one of them to at least do a massive chunk of damage. So I wanted Life Orb, Venusaur, max special attack, that was a given. The spread isn't too well thought out, but the speed is really the only thing that I did actually put some thought into. So basically, if Venusaur gets hit by an Electro Web and I'm in the sun, I will still outpace Charizard, is the main concept of that speed, and then I just threw the rest into bulk. Nothing else crazy there. Like I said, I did like Protect. I ran Venusaur in at Vancouver Regionals, and I enjoyed having Protect. Now, you can make a case and say, you know, Earth Power is just way better, and that's perfectly fine if you don't want Protect. But in my opinion here, we have Groudon, we have Gastrodon, we have two ground types already, both with ground moves. I didn't think I needed the ground move. Yeah, it might be a little rough versus instant stuffs, but I think we can get around it, not without too big of a deal. Like, I'm still launching big Vine Lashes up. I don't think we necessarily need the ground move, but it's definitely something to consider moving forward. Let's go to our two restricteds. Obviously, Zacian, just your standard Zacian, guys. Absolutely nothing crazy here. I'm pretty sure I copy and pasted this from another team. So nothing crazy here, just your standard 3-attack Zacian. You could arguably try to go a little bit bulkier, but honestly, I think I'd rather go more offensive, if anything, on this, because you already have the follow me support from the Togekiss, right? So you don't need as much bulk in this case, or in this instance, I should say. So maybe you should go a little bit more offensive, but regardless of that, like I said, standard Zacian, nothing crazy. Another standard Groudon, guys, just standard AV Groudon. I do like Rock Tomb and Shadow Claw and Fire Punch. I like those three. Actually, I think I'm gonna go Heat Crush personally, because I want to be able to drop a Moongus as soon as possible. I already have Rock Tomb and Shadow Claw that I can hit max mons with. It's not like I'm running Heavy Slam anymore. Obviously, Precipice Blades is a given. Rock Tomb is really, really solid. Heat Crush is solid as well. And then Shadow Claw is here for the Shadow Rider matchup, and even, honestly, the Lunala matchup as well. Both of those aren't the best things in the world, but they're pretty solid. Can't complain about them. The matchups are there, right? And I think that's the important part with this team, is that the matchups just seem to be there. Right, there's no like one matchup that's like, yeah, I can't beat this. I think I have a shot at everything. Togekiss, this one is where some leeway becomes. There's some leeway. I like Super Luck, Dazzling Gleam. You can run Serene Grace, Air Slash if you choose. I do like the Dazzling Gleam just because it helps break through the Grimmsnarls, spread damage, and I like Super Luck because it just gives me that little bit of extra boost. Maybe I'll crit a Gleam. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not Crit Kiss, but the extra little boost is never a bad thing, and I don't need Serene Grace on this Pokemon right now. Anyways. Dazzling Gleam, obviously I think I like the spread damage here. I'm not doing damage, too much damage I should say, so just getting damage onto both is always nice, breaking sashes and stuff. Yawn I think is super important on Togekiss. To me, Togekiss is one of those Pokemon that can probably eat a max move if it's at neutral and put a Yawn back on their Pokemon. And because of that, Yawn is vital on Togekiss in my opinion, especially on the bulkier ones, because it's just one of those things where you can just all of a sudden hinder their max and they're gone. Right? All of a sudden, they've wasted their Dynamax. And it just either forces switches. And if you're forcing switches, you're once again buying turns for Zacian and Groudon to do massive damage. Right? And I don't know. I think that's really solid. Obviously, Follow Me. Must have. No surprise there. You can do a lot of things in this last slot. I opted for Helping Hand because I think Helping Hand beside a Zacian lead can really just decimate a lot of teams. As well as Helping Hand beside Venusaur. It just can do a little bit of extra damage when people don't expect it, right? Like if they try to come in and intimidate my Zacian, well, I'm just going to Helping Hand and you're probably still dead anyways. And to me, that made a lot of sense besides Zacian. You can opt for something like Protect. I hate to say this, but you can also probably put Ally Switch there if you really, really wanted to. Please don't do that, but you probably could. You can run Air Slash if you wanted a second attack. You have a lot of options, basically, is what I'm trying to say. You could be, if you really wanted to be cheeky, you could put Brick Break there or something, but like, I don't know if that's ever optimal. I personally wouldn't do that. And then, guys, just your standard instant here. Once again, I needed the Dark move here. I wanted to go Taunt to help stop Trick Room, but I personally felt we needed the Dark move on this team because without the Dark move, you're going to be struggling. I honestly could go Safety Goggles as well, which is an adaptation maybe we should go with. But either way, we're going to go Gastrodon now. Because like I said, it's just standard instant. Safety Goggles would just give you a little more leeway versus the Amoonguss stuffs. But I do think because we're Throat Chop, I think Choco Berry is perfectly fine. And then like I said, guys, does anybody really know what a Gastrodon spread does? So yes, this team has double Yawn. But yes, I don't believe we're really going to be needing double Yawn ever. It's just kind of there because like I don't think Togekiss and Gastrodon do the same thing. It's nothing crazy. I realized I never talked about the Togekiss spread, guys. Gonna live the Adamant 156 Behemoth Blade from the Zacian with the Babiri Berry. And we have very, very favorable rolls into Regieleki on the special side now. And the Kyogre Life Orb Kyogre Water Spout in the rain does not kill this Togekiss. And if they Dynamax and Assault Vest Kyogre, you will not be dying. So as long as there's no boosting item on the Kyogre and they Dynamax it, Togekiss should be surviving most of the time if they're max special attack. But granted, a lot of them don't run max special attack when they're non-boosting item. So you can get it's probably guaranteed that you're going to survive if they're non-boosting item. It's like a 6.5% chance of roll if they're max non-boosting item. But like, I don't see that being too big of a deal. I don't think that comes into play too much, especially because they shouldn't be maxing their Ogre as long as I have a Gastrodon. But okay. This is looking like the French Rain. This is looking like the French Rain, and That should mean support Thundurus, but does actually give this team a few troubles because you know they're going to want Kartana, right? And I don't know, like, between Kartana and Zacian, I don't think we can actually bring Togekiss to this matchup as much as I'd want to. Just because that's 2 steel types, there's an ogre that I don't really hit anything, you know? It's not like they have a Grimmsnarl and they're going to try and play it slow with screens. That's where Togekiss, I think, really comes in handy. So, I think what I want to do here is I'm going to lead Zacian Venu with Groudon, Gastro in the back. And I think that just puts on immense amount of pressure. I guess in theory you could put Helping Hand on the Venusaur as well, which also could be cool. But I don't think you need double Helping Hand and double Yawn on this team. I just don't think it's ever the play. Anyways, they're going to lead the Zacian and the Thundy. That is fine by me, I think. What we're going to see is we're going to see probably just a Thunder. They're going to go double into the Venusaur, I would assume. And this is where having Protect on Venusaur allows me to do this. Okay, this is fine. I mean, it's not really great, but it does allow me to just kind of survive. Why would they not hit the Venu, though? You know, this is what I don't get. Why would they not hit the Venu there? Like, come on, guys. It's sitting right there. You gotta kill it. But now they're safe. Now they're going to go after it. I'm going to preserve the Venu. Do I want to risk the Gastro is the question. And I think the answer is yes, because I think Venu is more important in the end game. So I am going to... We do know it was support Thundy. Like I said, I want to get Zacian gone. Do I? Let's get rid of Thundurus and get Gastro. And the Thundy will survive the play rough. But they're going to Eerie Impulse. That's fine. Gastro comes in and eats. Behemoth Blade, Gastro comes in and eats. Leftovers helps me out there. Play rough into the Thundy. Into range now of a Behemoth Blade for me. I'm going to just protect the Gastro. Why am I Citrus Berry Gastro and not lefties? This is a very good question, Ryan. You got to go switch that to lefties. I definitely have to go switch this to lefties, but I'll do that after this match. I think we just Blade into the Thundurus. At some point, we do have to kill the Zacian, but as of right now, I'm okay with this. Yeah, that's fine. I figured they were going to go after the dog, but yo, why is it Grass, not Thundurus? That is wild. Okay, anyways, the Thundurus is gone, and this allows our Venusaur and our Gastrodon to actually start capitalizing, which is super, super nice here. They should have Play Rough under Zacian, and maybe I needed Instant here, because Gastro's not in a very good spot. They bring in Ogre right now, Water Spell, Play Rough, and down goes my Gastro, and there's not a whole lot more we can do about that. They're actually going to bring in Kartana instead, though, so maybe looking for some sort of speed boost or something here. I am going to protect. Basically, if they want to Airstream, which I guess they can't really Airstream, right? But I'm going to let it happen. And we're going to go, I think I'm going to leave the Gastro on the field, and I'm going to attempt to Yawn into the cart. Because if I catch them Dynamaxing here and trying to predict Gastrodon to switch out or something like that, then we're solid, because they might expect the Venusaur switch in, right? They're going to Behemoth Blade. It should just be a Leaf Blade, guys, in all honesty. It really should just be that Leaf Blade. And now we go Venu to put pressure on. Okay, so now I have the ability to hard switch in Groudon, and they can't do anything about that. So I'm going to hard switch in Groudon and drop the... And I think I dropped the Zacian, because Kartana shouldn't be able to kill me. I think I dropped the Zacian, because Kartana shouldn't be able to kill me. Life 4 Venusaur, like I said, dropping the Zacian. Kartana now going to go for Airstream. That's fair. Venusaur should survive. Nice. I don't think Kartana at +1 speed can outpace. 177 times 1.5. They actually, well, they will now because we're in the rain. The question is, how fast is Kartana going, right? Because, like, I think they might be faster than me. 177 times 1.5. Yeah, they're going to outpace even if I am in Tailwind now, so that's a little rough. Go into Zacian, and I think I max guard here, and I can sack my Zacian. And if I can get this turn, we're okay. They're going to Airstream into the Venu, which is fine by me, and Water Spell's going to kill my dog. Groudon comes in. This is one of those ones where I probably lose the game 100% of the time, unless I somehow crit the P-Blades here. I could try to get a double max guard and get a Rock Tomb up, which is arguably the best play possible for me. I know I'd sacrifice Divine Lashes, but I think that might be my best play. Because right now it's simply for them, it's an Airstream into the Venusaur. And then all of a sudden they're just faster with everything. I do get the double max guard, they do Airstream the Venusaur, and this play is going to work out perfectly. AV Don's going to be able to survive that, and we're going to get the Rock Tomb. Okay, so definitely pulled ourselves back into this now because Venusaur is now faster than what I'm assuming is AV Kartana. So we're going to get rid of the AV Kartana here. And I think we Rock Tomb. The question is, do I want to kill Kartana or not? Because Kartana Leaf Blade will kill me, so I have to kill the Cart. And I think I Rock Tomb and Weather Ball here. So did I die? Did they crit me and I died? Oh, I died a Life Orb and then I died a Water. Okay, that's fair. So should I have killed Kyogre? I don't think so, because I think all they have to do is double Groudon, right? Because if they're smart enough to Leaf Blade there, I think I lose regardless. Let me just quickly change the Gastrodon to lefties. Not that it mattered in that game, but it definitely, lefties is definitely the better item. If it's available, lefties is the play all the time on Gastrodon, I think. What is going on? Okay. I don't know what's going on. I mean, there's a Kyurem, a Reshiram, a Thundy, and a Rock type. I don't think I can bring Togekiss here, unfortunately, as much as I want to. I mean, it's not terrible. There are 2 dragons, right? It's just I don't think I can actually. Can I guess Kiss Zacian still beats Kyurem stuffs, so I don't hate that. Groudon comes in for the Reshiram. I'm gonna try to force Kiss in here. Gastrodon is probably the best endgame, honestly, because it's just Whimsicott really threatens me. I don't think I really need Venu, so let's go Gastro. I think this is fairly straightforward. They're going to go Caught, Thunderous. Okay, I am A-okay with this. This is potentially max Lightning, so I'm going to actually hard switch in Groudon and just get a Behemoth Blade into the Thunderous. Like, if the Thunderous wants to attack here, I'm perfectly fine. Yeah, they're going to Tailwind. It's just going to actually go Wild Charge into my Groudon, which is fine. Wanted to preserve the Togekiss for late game. Thunderous takes big damage there. And now I'm in a perfect position. Just a simple Heat Crash into you and a Blade into you. There's no reason for me to switch anything up. I would have Play Rough the last turn had I expected them to not Dynamax, but they're going to just regular Wild Charge. That does way too much damage in my opinion. But hey, Thunderous is going to go down. Whimsicott is going to go down to what is presumably Sash. Actually, no Focus Sash, so you're gone too. Okay. So now all we have left to do is stall out Tailwind. This Kyurem is a physical version of Kyurem, so I don't know if I really want to max the... Here's the thing, I do want to max Groudon, right? But I think I want to sack Gastrodon first. Protect the dog and maybe try to get Kiss and... Like, I want Togekiss, Zacian, Togekiss, Groudon on the field, and that's my win con, right? But I also think I'm safe to just drop a Quake, because if they're going to do it this way, I get a free Blade, right? Like, the only way they kill Groudon right now is if they double... Yeah, that's fine. Is if they double the Freeze, Shock, Power, Herb, Para... Max Quake comes out, still kills Reshiram. Okay, but I was gonna say the only way they kill Groudon there is with a double up, and that leaves Zacian on the field to kill Kyurem. What I do now is I bring in the Togekiss, and I drop a Rockfall, and I go for a Follow Me. They can't Freeze Shock. They should be maxing. In all honesty, I'm gonna Rockfall. It's a little spooky here this endgame, honestly. I could try to yawn and let them kill the Groudon. Maybe I should have brought Gastrodon in first, but they're going to Wormwind into the Follow Me and Togekiss. Here comes the Rockfall for not a whole lot of damage, but enough damage, and that should honestly seal the game. Yep, they're going to forfeit. Beautiful. Okay, so honestly, we won that game on my opponent misplaying. I'm going to be honest. The opponent definitely threw there. If they go for the Hailstorm there again, I think we're in a little bit of trouble, but... Although then the problem is I can't protect Groudon in that scenario. Maybe I shouldn't have sacrificed my Zacian, but I also wasn't expecting Freeze Shock. Okay. This is one of those ones where I want to definitely lead like Togekiss Groudon. Because what I want to do is, I guess Togekiss Zacian is better because it puts pressure onto P2, or more pressure onto P2. They're going to want to get Trick Room up, so Gastro is going to come, and I go Gastro Instant. I think I leave the Groudon Venu on the bench here. I don't think I need either of them. Yeah, they're going to go P2 Instant. I'm okay with this. So I have a few options, right? I can go... Oh no, I gave the Porygon 2 Super Luck. But I can go Helping Hand and Sacred Sword into Instant if I think they're going to fake out the Zacian. But they should definitely be... What I'm going to do is I'm going to yawn to P2, so maybe it's forced off the field. And I think I'm just going to drop a... I don't really want to switch anything in right now, so I'm just going to Sacred Sword into the Instant. That's fine. I'll get faked out, it's fine. I don't really care. They'll get Trick Room up. But now I'm forcing them to start switching out. right? So now I go Dazzling Gleam. If they don't let their P2 go to sleep, I get Behemoth Blade, Dazzling Gleam, and something is taking massive damage if the P2 switches out. Yep. They'll Parting Shot back into P2. Oh, they're just gonna Blitz. That's fine by me. Togekiss is gonna prove its worth right now. Obviously, I don't have a lot of special attack investment in there, guys. But the damage output that I'm putting right there is just immense. Like, that's big damage. Obviously, the crit there is nice, but we go, I believe I just want to go Dazzling Gleam again and get Gastrodon. Just save my dog for after Trick Room. And this is where I like Togekiss. I was using a Sylveon team on stream the other night, and this was their concept with Sylveon as well, with just having Yawn and a Spread Fairy move. Right? And I was like, you know what? Maybe Togekiss can actually work. They are going to Flare Blitz straight into the Gastrodon Hydro Pump. Nope, Kiss is actually slower than the Palkia, which is nice to see. And down goes the Palkia. So now it's a matter of getting out of Trick Room and not letting them get it back up. I feel like Gastrodon is a very, very solid max right now. They're going to Trace Storm Drain. Literally does not affect me one bit. I think we just go Yawn into the P2 again and Earth Power the Instant. Let's get rid of this Instant right now. Maybe lock the P2 on to stay asleep. And at that point, I think it's just GG. I honestly think Kiss was just solid here. Like, they didn't really do anything to get around it. Right? Because against this kind of team, they want to get the Trick Room up, right? They don't want to be bringing a Lecky into me. I got 2 ground types, right? And that was the concept, right? I don't want them to ever try to bring a Lecky into me. Because Togekiss doesn't appreciate it. They're going to Eerie Impulse. If they're Shuka Berry, they will survive, actually. That was well played. But Togekiss with the... They're going to Flare Blitz. I don't know. They played so aggressively with that instant. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. But Gastrodon here, gonna sit here, gonna protect this turn, I think. Actually, yeah, I protect this turn on the Togekiss. I guess I could try to Yawn. Like, I go into instant and I just click Yawn. Yeah, this is honestly fine. If I lose the Gastrodon, I get my Zacian on the field, but we're slower anyways. The Yawn does go up and they're gonna double Trick Room. I'm okay with that because now they're gonna start falling asleep, right? So you're asleep over there on the P2. This is a Parting Shot off of the P2 because it cannot protect this turn. And I will just Earth Power into the Rex for some chip damage. They're going to max, that's fine. They're maxing, they're going to fall asleep. Instant's going to survive thanks to that fact. They're asleep over there. Parting Shot the... Could have Parting Shotted the Cali. In all honesty, I really could have Parting Shotted the Cali. I'm going to... See, this is a problem, right? This is actually problematic if Porygon 2 wakes up and gets a foul play up, which is a little annoying. I should have... I'm going to protect and actually bring in the Kiss. But that doesn't... Actually, I think it's safe. I think it's pretty safe. It should be relatively safe. Yeah. But unfortunately, the Calyrex is actually slower than the P2. So this actually isn't the safest thing in the world. I'm going to go into Gastrodon over here and redirect the Calyrex attack into my Togekiss if they were to wake up. I am kind of, you know, tiptoeing around this Trick Room right now, but I mean, I think I could have played this better. Obviously, I could have stayed in right there, but that's fine. And, okay, now I think it's time to Dynamax, because maxing my Instant doesn't make any sense here. I'm going to Dynamax the Gastrodon, and I think I just Yawn again into the P2. Not from here. Like, do I max the Gastrodon? Why not just Yawn? Right? Why not just Yawn and... Dazzling Gleam, because if they're going to try and double Trick Room on me again, that's fine. Then Togekiss starts getting Dazzling Gleam damage up. Yeah, I think this is right. Dazzling Gleam coming out. They are going to attempt to double Trick Room, which is fine by me. Trick Room 1, Trick Room 2. Porygon 2 is drowsy. I'm going to Yawn over here, and I'm going to get Instant in. Like, the problem is right now that I took so much damage from that Flare Blitz earlier on my Zacian. Otherwise, I'd be perfectly fine to win this game. They're going to Glacial Lance, kind of just sat there and ate it. Eerie Impulse, go right ahead. I'm Yawning your Calyrex. Porygon 2 is going to remain asleep. What I am going to do is I am going to... See, the tough part about this, I think, is if they go Glacial Lance again. I don't think they will. I really don't think they will, so I'm going to go... The problem is I need Gastrodon to get off the field, but I can't hard... Okay, I'm going to go Kiss, and I'm going to Parting Shot off of the... Yeah, I'm going to go Kiss and Parting Shot off the Porygon 2, I think. Because I need Kiss on the field. If they Glacial Lance, it's fine. Because I just get my Instant back in. For Fake Out pressure onto the Porygon 2. Like, this was what I wanted. This is exactly what I wanted here. Because now Zacian comes in. I get Instant in. I can Fake Out the P2. And I go Behemoth Blade and kill the Cali. And the Cali's guaranteed this turn of sleep. So we pick up that knockout. And then from there, we just cycle out of this. Okay, so little annoying. Ended up having to sack the Togekiss, but Calyrex is fast asleep. They're gonna wake up and flinch. Calyrex is gonna go to sleep. Gonna go to dead here. And okay, now at this point we haven't Dynamaxed yet. So I am just gonna max. I'm gonna max Flare and Protect. Could have maxed the Gastrodon here, but Flare's actually gonna do more damage, and I'm not gonna die. So they're gonna foul play my Zacian. Let's get some chip damage up with the Flare, and Flare's Sacred Sword seals the game. Okay, so we did have to tiptoe around that. That was a lot scarier than I thought after the starting of the game. But Yawn showing its worth right there. Obviously, I'm more so of the Yawn from the Gastrodon, but I do think Togekiss helped out a little bit. So we're going to get a W there. And let's see. Okay, let's see what else we can do. I mean, the problem is a lot of the things that Togekiss wants to beat are paired with things that beat Togekiss, right? But that's a lot of the meta anyways, because you're trying to find that synergy, right? So it's a matter of just playing games right. So we got Dialga, Kyogre. I could arguably bring Kiss here, but something like Groudon, Venusaur, Zacian, Gastrodon, and not necessarily in that order, but is really, really solid here. Like Venu Zash is pretty nice. The problem is they're gonna go Torn, right? They're gonna probably lead Torn, get some Tailwinds up. So I'm actually gonna lead. Instant I don't love here. I think I want to lead Zacian. I do think Zacian is the correct play. I think I'm gonna go Zacian, Venusaur with Gastrodon. I think I stick with my guns and what I want to do here, because I do think it's the best play. Like, these are my best options, right? There's no doubt in my mind that these are my best options. The question is what's going to happen here. This is probably a Helping Hand Wormwind into the Venusaur. So seeing a Wormwind into the Venusaur, I'm going to make that call. I know it's a bit aggressive to just leave my Zacian on the field, but I think what I want to do is I just want to get some damage into Dialga. Kill the Torn, honestly. Kill the Torn. I think I want to protect the Venusaur. Because I don't... Like, they're going to want to Tailwind in case I switch in Groudon and Sleep Powder, right? So I think I'm going to protect here. I think this should be a Wormwind into Venusaur, personally. Tailwind goes up. Hailstorm, even better. Even better. Either way, this is fine for me, right? Because I get free damage with Zacian. Torn goes down, and we can still get Groudon. We still have our AV. I preserve my Venusaur as well. It's a little concerning because now I have to protect Zacian this turn. But in front of Dialga, I don't necessarily like protecting Zacian all that much. I'm going to protect here. Gastrodon is in a very good spot. And honestly, I'm just going to see if they give me a Weather Ball into the Lando. I doubt they will. But you never know, right? They might just like Quake, Earthquake or something. And they'll give me like a Hailstorm Weather Ball into the Lando. They are going to Earthquake. Venu live, please. Venu live, please. Venu on 4. Was really hoping for a second they were going to give that to me. But sadly, they did not. And now it's max Gastro time, guys. Gastro's going to come on in. Don't necessarily want to lose the Zacian, so we're going to go Groudon and drop a Hailstorm, kill the Landorus. They can hard switch it out, but if they do that, it's Ogre, and we're getting it out of the rain anyways, but I think they're going to probably fly, if anything. Just another Earthquake. I'm chilling there. Wormwind into the Gastro. Gastro's going to survive, and that's all I needed Gastro to do right there, was survive and drop this Landorus. Because now we have speed control outside of Tailwind. As soon as this Tailwind goes down, we've got the speed control. We're kind of gaming, and honestly, I think we can win this endgame, because it's the Kyogre in the back, right? So this is protect Gastrodon and sacrifice my Groudon. So I get Zacian in to kill Dialga. Yeah. Water Spout, goodbye Groudon. It's fine, you didn't need to be here, buddy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I had to do you like that. Now Zacian comes in. Dialgas don't often carry protect, so we're gonna Sacred Sword that, and I'm gonna simply click Quake into Kyogre. They will be Scarf Ogre. Water Spout not gonna kill the Zacian. Thankfully, that was close. That was super, super close. Max Quake going on to the Kyogre. They are Scarfed, and seeing them be Scarfed, I mean, we've already won this game with with Gastrodon, sorry. So they should honestly forfeit at this point. They've revealed the fact that they are Scarfed because they were faster than my dog. Water Spout comes on out. Not enough. Goodbye. Alright. We will get one more in for you guys here. I do want to use Togekiss at least one more time, so hopefully we can get the matchup for it. I honestly might be able to utilize it here. Obviously, the follow me isn't massive, but Togekiss Dawn isn't terrible. The problem is it worth it here? Because there are matches where it's worth it. I just don't know if this is one of them, right? Because, like, realistically speaking, I guess, though, I do have the helping hand. Honestly, I'm going to go for it. And I think I want Dawn, is the question. Do I want Gastrodon? Because part of me says yes, I do, but also part of me just says I want Venusaur instead. Right? Venusaur to take advantage of Sun. This is tough because, like, I really do want to just bring Togekiss, but, like, I believe Gastrodon and Venusaur are the better two options here. But I'm going to try and force the... Yeah, I think I'm going to go Gastrodon. I'm going to force the Togekiss into the game here. I think double yawn could be cool here. Yeah, okay, so they're leading that. So this is interesting, right? I don't know if they're going to Will-O-Wisp me or not. I don't think they will try to Will-O-Wisp because I can simply just follow me that away. So what I want to do here is Helping Hand and Behemoth Blade and just drop the Zard. Let's see if they give me this. As long as there's no Will-O-Wisp, we're safe. Okay, Barrage comes out. Beautiful. This should be close. It might not pick up, but if they're Life Orb, we take them out anyways. So they get the Airstream, and look at that. Look at Togekiss, guys. Look at Togekiss. Seriously, look at that thing. It just tanked that. That is gorgeous. Alright, so now they've wasted their max. They didn't get Wildfire. Everything right here could not have gone any better than it did. The problem now is I need to still find a way to kill things. Because believe it or not, there is still a problem here. I think I just Helping Hand and Play Rough and drop the Ogre. Because Max Groudon should be able to deal with... Yeah, let's go for this. They'll Astro Barrage. Zacian will survive. As long as they're not Scarf Ogre, which they don't appear to be, Play Rough will drop it. Beautiful. And this is what I wanted when I wanted Helping Hand besides Zacian, right? I feel like more attack would make sense because then that Charizard would have just straight up died, right? We go straight into the Groudon now. I don't know what their Backmon is. It is Whimsicott, so I gotta worry about a little bit about like fake tears and stuff. Let's drop the Phantasm into you, and I'm just gonna protect so you don't get another boost or anything. Take advantage of any sort of switches here. I'm worried about fake tears. I really am. Okay, no fake tears. Groudon should be able to tank that pretty well. That's good. Moonblast as well. Okay, so Groudon should be safe to win this game now. Phantasm, is there a Sash? There is. I now Rockfall into the Whimsicott, and I go for another double. Actually, do I double protect? I don't think there's a reason not to, right? Because if I get it, it's a guaranteed win. I mean, it's already guaranteed, but... Oh, they Energy Balled. It didn't kill. Okay, it's fine. It didn't kill. They Energy Balled and it didn't kill, so we're gaming. We get the max Rockfall off. I was not expecting Energy Ball and Rockfall, honestly, after the defense drop. Goodbye to both of them. And that's why I wanted to feature Togekiss here. And I'm happy it actually worked out in this game. But guys, that is going to be it for the video. Gonna quickly go back to the team builder here. We did make that change to leftovers. Definitely needed on this Gastrodon, I believe, just because it's just such passive recovery that's a lot better than one-time Citrus Berry, in my opinion. Especially on a Pokemon like Gastrodon and how you want to use it, where you're putting things to sleep, you're protecting. You have so many opportunities to utilize those leftovers, it's way better than Citrus Berry. I honestly don't know why I had Citrus Berry on at the beginning, but other than that, guys, I honestly think... I don't know if this exact core has potential, but I do think Togekiss has a lot of potential. I really do. I think people are sleeping on it because, like, it's redirection. It's offensive support with Helping Hand. It's defensive support with Yawn. And just spread Dazzling Gleam is never a bad thing. Like, I don't know. I really do believe Togekiss has a niche right now in the format that just everybody's sleeping on. But guys, with that, I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in a future video.